Okay, so we're diving in today, folks, into a collection of materials you've shared with us, and the focus is animals.
Yeah,
Looks like some kind of printable activity book, maybe,
yeah, that's right.
for matching and identification.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission today is to explore this a bit.
Yeah, explore the
See
variety.
what kind of creatures we've got here,
Absolutely.
and I guess really across different habitats.
That's right. Sea, land, and air.
Sea, land, and air.
A good overview of the whole animal kingdom as it's presented here.
Yeah, and pull out, I guess, the most interesting insights
Yeah,
for everyone listening so you don't have to, go through it all yourself.
absolutely. And just looking at it straight away, you can tell there's a huge number of animals included here.
Oh, yeah.
A
Tons.
lot of diversity from the very well known to some that people might not be so familiar with.
Yeah, I'm seeing some already that I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's get into it, I guess.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Let's start with the sea, I guess.
All right, so the sea animals.
That seems to be how it's laid out here.
Yeah, the first section is Activity 1, Sea Animals,
Mm-hmm.
and it really throws you in the deep end right away.
Yeah.
We're looking at fish, of course.
Oh, yeah, tons of fish.
Huge variety of those.
Yeah.
Marine mammals,
Okay.
invertebrates, those are often overlooked, but really important.
Yeah, very important.
And even some reptiles have made the ocean their home, so
Wow, so it's really a mix.
it's the whole spectrum.
Yeah, just in this one section.
Yeah, and you're right. It is a lot to take in just in terms of the fish alone.
Yeah, I mean, just glancing over it, we've got, anchovy anglerfish,
Mm-hmm.
butterfly fish,
Yep.
catfish, clownfish, cod,
Oh, the classics.
coelacanth.
Now there's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
Dory, eel, fangtooth, goldfish,
it just keeps going.
hammerhead shark, mackerel, orca, parrotfish, piranha pufferfish, salmon,
Wow.
shark stingray, sturgeon, swordfish, tiger shark, tuna, wolffish.
It's an incredible list.
Yeah, and then you've got, like you said, marine mammals.
Yeah, so we're seeing things like the beluga whale, the blue whale, dolphins, penguins,
Yeah.
sea lions, sea otters,
Right.
seals, walruses.
Wow.
A lot of variety there.
It's amazing. And then even more.
Then we get to the invertebrates, and there's so many fascinating creatures in this category.
Yeah.
So we've got things like Antarctic krill clams, crabs,
Okay.
jellyfish, lobsters,
Yeah.
octopus prawns, sea dragons.
Sea urchins.
Wow, sea dragons. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's a fantastic name.
Yeah.
And then squid starfish. Really quite a collection.
And even some reptiles, you said.
Yeah. So we see crocodiles in here, sea kraits, and turtles.
Okay, so, I mean, just from that list alone, you can tell this is a pretty in-depth activity book.
Yeah, it's quite comprehensive.
So let's get into some of the specifics, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's so many interesting creatures here, but, well, you mentioned the anglerfish.
Yes, the anglerfish.
What's so special about that one?
Well, the anglerfish lives in the deep sea, and it's completely dark down there.
Right, no sunlight. No sunlight at all. And so they've developed this incredible adaptation.
Okay.
They have a bioluminescent lure.
What?
Yeah, so it's like a little glowing, dangly bit
Huh.
right in front of their mouth.
Okay.
Think of it like a little fishing rod.
A fishing rod with a light.
Yeah, with its own light to attract other fish.
Oh, wow. That is so cool.
In the darkness of the deep sea, it's the perfect way to get your meal.
That is so clever.
It really is a brilliant example of how life finds a way, even in the most extreme environments.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Okay, what about this coelacanth?
The coelacanth. Yeah.
I mean, the name itself just sounds
It does sound very prehistoric.
prehistoric.
And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
It's often called a living fossil because scientists thought it had gone extinct millions of years ago.
Really?
Millions. And then in the 20th century, they discovered it was still alive.
No way.
Yeah, it was a huge surprise.
Wow.
It's like a window into the ancient history of fish, you know?
It's like finding a dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly like finding a dinosaur in your backyard.
Still alive.
Still alive.
That's incredible. Okay, well, sticking with the kind of mythical sounding names,
Yeah.
what about the sea dragon?
The sea dragon, oh, it's a fantastic creature.
What is it like?
Well, it's actually related to seahorses,
Oh, okay.
and it's a master of disguise.
Okay.
Its body is covered in these intricate leaf-like appendages
Okay.
that allow it to blend perfectly into its surroundings.
So it looks like seaweed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks just like seaweed.
Oh.
It's camouflage at its finest.
Wow.
You can just imagine the evolutionary pressure to develop that kind of camouflage, to avoid predators.
Yeah, in that kind of environment, it makes sense.
Absolutely. It's a very effective strategy.
Okay. Now, there's one on this list that's a bit of a head scratcher,
Oh, yeah. Which one is that?
the platypus.
The platypus.
I mean, it's in the sea animal section,
Right.
but is it really a sea animal?
Well, that's a good question. The platypus is definitely semi-aquatic. It spends a lot of time in freshwater rivers and streams in Australia.
Right.
But it's a mammal, and a very unique one at that.
Right, it lays eggs.
Exactly, it lays egg. So including it with the strictly marine animals
Yeah.
might be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
Maybe they're thinking about any animal that has a significant connection to water.
that's true. It does spend a lot of time in the water.
Yeah, so maybe that's the logic there.
It just goes to show that, sometimes the lines we draw in nature aren't so clear.
They're not always black and white.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gray areas.
Okay, well, I think we've covered the sea animals pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
What's the big takeaway for you from this section?
I think it's the sheer inventiveness of life in the ocean.
Okay.
You see so many different ways that animals have solved the challenges of survival.
Right.
Finding food, avoiding predators, reproducing.
It's all happening under the water.
Yeah, all within this watery realm. And it just highlights how evolution can lead to such a dazzling array of forms and behaviors.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Each one perfectly suited to its specific role in the marine environment.
Well said. Okay, let's dry off and move on to land.
Yeah, let's see what the land has in store for us.
The next section is Activity 2, Land Animals.
All right, land animals, this is a real menagerie.
Yeah.
Lots of mammals here, but a couple of reptiles as well.
Yeah.
We're seeing a mix of the familiar, bears, cats, dogs, cows,
Mm-hmm.
alongside some more unusual creatures,
Yeah, some of these I definitely don't recognize.
like the babirusa, for example.
What is a babirusa?
Have you seen this one?
I'm looking at it now.
It's pretty striking.
Those tusks are insane.
I know, right?
It looks like something out of a science fiction movie.
It's a type of pig, actually.
A pig with those tusks.
Yeah. It's found in Indonesia, and the males develop these incredibly long, curved tusks.
Wow.
And get this, they actually grow right through the skin of their snout.
Ouch.
I know, it's pretty wild.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, you would think so.
Why do they have those tusks anyway?
Scientists aren't entirely sure, but they certainly make a statement.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, well, looking at the rest of these land animals,
Yeah.
you really start to appreciate how they've adapted to such different environments.
Yeah, to some
You've got the camel built for the desert with those humps.
Right. Storing all that energy.
Yeah. And then the yak with its thick fur for the cold.
Yeah, to survive those freezing temperatures.
It's like habitat really shapes life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the differences between a grassland and a dense forest,
Right.
or a scorching desert and a frozen tundra.
Yeah, totally different.
And the animals in this section show how life has evolved to not just survive, but thrive in all these different places.
It's pretty remarkable.
It really is. You see specialized diets, unique forms of locomotion, different strategies for staying warm or cool, finding shelter, raising young.
I'm noticing that this section includes both wild animals and domesticated animals.
You're right. Yeah, good observation.
You've got the cheetah and the elephant, and then you've got the cow and the dog.
Yeah, what do you think that tells us?
Well, I guess it reflects our relationship with animals.
Yeah, our long and complex relationship with certain species.
Right. Domestication.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Domestication has shaped the evolution and behavior of these animals over thousands of years.
And often for our benefit.
Yeah, often for our benefit, whether it's companionship, food, or labor.
It's interesting to think about how we've influenced the animal kingdom.
Yeah, we're a significant selective pressure.
So what's the key takeaway for you from all these land animals?
I'd say it's the overwhelming diversity
Yeah.
and how that really underscores the power of evolution
Mm-hmm.
in response to all the different environments on land.
Each animal is unique.
Each animal, from the smallest shrew to the largest elephant, represents a unique set of adaptations that allows it to flourish in its particular habitat.
Yeah, it's really a testament to the resilience and creativity of life.
It really is.
Okay, well, we've explored the sea, we've explored the land.
What's next?
I think it's time to take to the air.
Let's do it.
Activity 3, air animals.
All right, this is where we explore the creatures that have mastered flight.
Yeah, defying gravity.
Exactly. And we see such a wide array of solutions to achieve flight,
Yeah.
from the delicate wings of insects to the powerful wings of birds, and even a mammalian flyer.
Looking at the bird list here, it's pretty incredible.
It is.
Albatrosses soaring over the oceans, tiny hummingbirds,
Yeah.
majestic eagles, colorful parrots.
It's a true avian spectacle.
Yeah, and you mentioned the albatross before.
Yeah, the albatross is a marvel of aerial adaptation.
What makes them so special?
Well, they're renowned for their massive wingspan,
How big are we talking?
over 10 feet sometimes.
Wow.
Imagine that 10 feet of wingspan.
That's huge.
It is, and it allows them to glide for enormous distances over the open ocean.
They don't even have to flap their wings.
Some don't. They just glide effortlessly.
That's incredible. And then you've got the insects.
The insect, yeah, a whole different scale of aerial mastery.
Bees buzzing around, butterflies fluttering.
Dragonflies zipping about.
It's amazing how they do it.
What's so fascinating about flying insects is the sheer variety of wing structures and flight patterns they've evolved.
Right.
I mean, the delicate, almost shimmering wings of a butterfly are so different from the rapid, almost invisible wing beats of a mosquito,
That's true.
or the incredibly precise hovering ability of a dragonfly.
Yeah.
Each form of flight reflects a specific ecological role and the aerodynamic principles at play.
It's mind-boggling when you think about
It
it.
really is.
Okay, so just like we had the platypus in the C-section, there's a couple of interesting entries here in the air animals.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
First off, the bat.
The bat, of course.
Biologically a mammal,
Yeah,
but definitely a creature of the air.
absolutely. And the bat is a perfect example of convergent evolution.
Okay, what's that?
So that's when you have the independent evolution of similar features and different lineages.
Ah,
So while birds evolved flight using feathers, bats are the only mammals to have developed true powered flight. And they do it using a membrane of skin stretched between their elongated fingers and body.
oh, wow. So completely different evolutionary path.
Totally different,
Yeah.
but they both ended up with the ability to fly.
That's fascinating.
It really is.
Okay, and then there's the spider.
The spider.
Now, I know some spiders can balloon,
Yeah, they use those silk threads to catch the wind.
but that's not really flying, is it?
You're right, it's not powered flight like with flapping wings.
Yeah,
It's more like passive transport.
they're going with the flow.
Exactly, relying on wind currents to carry them.
So why are they in the air animals section?
Well, I guess it's because they're able to travel through the air,
That's true.
even if it's not through active flying.
So it's more like aerial dispersal.
Yeah, think of it as silken parachutes.
That's a good way to put it. Okay, so looking at all these creatures that have taken to the skies, what's the big idea here?
I think the overarching theme is that the conquest of the air has been a major evolutionary innovation.
Okay.
It's opened up so many opportunities for life.
Right, a whole new dimension.
Exactly. And we see this reflected in the incredible diversity of adaptations,
Yeah.
from lightweight bodies and specialized wings to sophisticated navigation skills and unique respiratory systems.
It's really amazing.
The air has truly become a realm of remarkable evolutionary ingenuity.
Well said. Okay, so we've made it to the end of our journey through this animal activity book.
We have.
What a trip.
It's been quite a ride.
We've explored the sea, the land, and the air and seen so much diversity.
It really highlights how diverse and amazing life on Earth is.
Absolutely. So to wrap things up, I want to leave you with a thought to ponder.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've looked at all these different animal groups,
Yeah.
but think about how they all interact with each other.
Yeah, within their ecosystems.
It's not just about individual animals, it's about the relationships between them.
The predator-prey dynamics.
There's the competition for resources.
The delicate balance that keeps everything in check.
Exactly. So think about those connections, the web of life that connects everything.
Yeah, it's all interconnected.
What other questions does this spark for you about how life on Earth works?
It's a fascinating thing to contemplate.
It really is. Well, until our next deep dive, keep exploring
Any passing questions?
and never stop learning.
That's the key.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.